Cooley moments to go, coming out on the court for the Georgetown Hoyas. The sizzle might not be as hot as it was a year ago, but there's still no love lost.
I thought it was interesting when the first thing we asked Ed Cooley was emotional for you. He said, no, not at all. Another game, we're looking for a win. I'm like, I love that thought.
Yeah. Admittedly, last year was quite emotional in this building.
I don't know if I believe it.
Well, it may yet be. We'll see. The afternoon is young. Yeah. Starting lineup sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. Jaden Epps returns to the starting lineup for Georgetown. He's been dealing with an ankle injury, a little bit of hamstring issue, a couple different things in the month of January. And for Providence College, the fact that Ryan Mila is back in the lineup, the Big East Freshman of the Week, is huge for this program. Kim English, 3-0 head-to-head against Georgetown. He's had to use 10 different starting lineups this year, still trying to figure out the best rotation with Bryce Hopkins out most of the season.
Yeah, you can tell. We talked last year, the youngest coach in the conference, one of the youngest in the country, but even though he has a lot of hair, there's a couple more grays in there this season.
Give it time. Ready to tip things up. Oswin Arunse, the freshman for the Friars, and he knocks it forward off of Georgetown, and so we are underway here in Friartown. It was amazing. Students were lining up from about 7 a.m. outside here in the 20-degree cold. They actually let him in the building a little bit early. I walked in about 10 in the morning, and the student sections were both full. Here's Jaden Pierre, rising from three, way off the mark. The rebound for Thomas Sorber. He's a fun kid to watch. He is filling up the stat sheet night to night.
Yeah, he plays both ends of the floor as well. This is the next part of his game that scouts have been talking about. You see not just the make, but the confidence to shoot it and the rotation on that ball when it leaves his hand. Beautiful.
Just his 5th three-point make this season.
You love playing for a coach like Ed Cooley because he sees if you work your tail off in practice, he'll allow you to shoot those in games.
And there's Sorber coming away with the steal. PV feeding the wing, and Epps looked a lot better on Monday. Fielder feeding Sorber, and the mid-range game is there as well. One of the top freshmen of the country, and he is feeling it early.
Yeah, I love to see Thomas Sorber get it going early from long range because he can score down low back to the basket, but a lot of their action is going to be dribble handoff. He's going to be able to pop. Good to see him get that going early. Oh, that's a travel.
Bensley Joseph got away with one. Pierre navigates the double. Mila driving, forward to shoot, jump hook, contested, loose ball, out of bounds, and back to Providence with one on the shot clock.
Sometimes this is going to be a difficulty for the bigs for Providence because sometimes you're just not used to playing guys that far away from the basket. But that's scouting report. The scouting report has to be better, or the players have to be aware that he can step out and shoot that. And then here, just being active defensively, showing us a little bit of everything early in this game.
Didn't get the shot off in time. What a start for the Hoyas here on the road.
Yeah, this is the way you keep the crowd in the building. Here in Providence, they stand up until their first basket. And this is the way you keep them quiet and standing if you're the opponent.
PV to inbound. And the Hoyas with 24 on Monday, including the go-ahead basket in the final 2 seconds of regulation. It was a 9-0 run at the end of the game to erase an 8-point deficit for Georgetown. And a huge comeback win over Villanova. Going to be a foul away from the ball here. Call it on Jaden Pierre.
Well, that's one of the players that Ed Cooley actually pointed out to us that has become just a dynamic defender. We know what he has done this season, scoring the basketball for the Friars, but defensively, he has worked on his body once, so it allows him to be a little bit more physical on that perimeter, but he also has to understand how important he is on the floor versus in foul trouble on that bench. And those guards now, Jaden Epps, Malik Mack, they get downhill, they come right at your chest.
One of the few returners for Providence from last season. Here's Peavy, the transfer from TCU. with a pick from Sorber. And Peavy off the mark. Rebound for Priest to Sandico.
I like it, though. Stop behind. You really, if you're Providence, have to do a better job fighting over those screens. Can't go underneath. Good shooters here at Georgetown.
Tipped our way, and Peavy, you see why he's one of the top defenders in the Big East.
Deflections are so important. Love deflections. A lot of teams now, it's an official stat for them. And that's why it's disruptive. Oh, wow. Maybe a little makeup. You see how physical the guards are. I like when they let not just the bigs be physical below the foul line, but above it. And right now, the officials are saying, hey, too much hands, too much body for the little guys.
Epps picks up the foul. Boyd Floyd had a nice game. Providence coming off their bye week, and there's Sorber with the rejection. Rising from three is Joseph.
Good to see. You know, he's been a player that's been more productive off the bench. So to see him on the floor with this lineup, scoring the ball early, really, really important.
That allows everyone in Friartown to take a seat. Peavy, shot fake. Trying to thread the needle, it's not the way. Sandico the steal. Didn't see either Sandico or Mila in their last game. Mila, contested shot, and he's fouled.
Yeah, it's a tough angle to throw that pass, but defensively, the men in white were all paying attention to where the ball was, and that allows you to now come up with that steal. But this is what Thomas Sorber has really started to turn into one of those old school bigs at Georgetown where they block shots. You know they can score, but they get it done defensively. And Joseph, almost an assist from Sorber.
I don't know if Sorber has the mean streak of some of the bigs from back in your day, but he might develop that over time.
Yeah, those guys played with violence. They really did. I mean, and that's not a bad thing. The Alonzo Mournings, the Patrick Ewings, even the Greg Monroes, those type of Fella Harrington, the great bigs. I know Dikembe Mutombo's in there, different type of player offensively. But yeah, Sorber has the skill. Maybe you could argue a little bit more fundamentally sound than some of those guys.
Epps off the mark from three. Mila probing, will back it out. Floyd coming off a season high his last time out. 18 points a little over a week ago. Mila with under 10 to shoot. Drives and kicks. It's picked off by Peavy. Numbers for the Hoyas if they hurry. Malik Mack will back it up. Peavy, shovel pass. Sorber going to work down low. Met with resistance from Sandico. Peavy. And he gets it to go.
That's really nice work by Drew Fielders. Keeping that ball alive, offensive rebounds, so important when you're on the road. Making free throws, taking care of the basketball, and controlling the glass the best you can. Those three ingredients, if you're level with your opponent, you have a better chance of winning games on the road.
Pierre picks up his dribble and backs it out. 6 to shoot. Floyd down the lane, pulls up. Scoop finish, no, left it short.
Had the big underneath, probably should have just dumped it off, let him go up and do the work, but nice drive, just couldn't pay it off.
And Peavy's pass is deflected out of the stay with the Hoyas. But a great start on the road to settle down the crowd and get going here for Georgetown.
Yeah, but you said it, Alice, really good start for Georgetown, and the main reason is this young man right here, Micah Peavy.
Fox College Hoops is sponsored by DirecTV. Stream DirecTV without a satellite dish. Alex Faust, Donnie Marshall here with you at Providence. The return for Ed Cooley the second time around.
It was emotional walking out. 12 years, but they're passionate fans, which they should be. One of the hardest places in America to play in this building, right? Trust me, I know.
And the Friars are going to get their wish. They're going to spoil the return of their former head coach, Ed Cooley.
Last year was one of the most anticipated games in Providence's program history. Let's be clear, at least for a regular season home game. Fans were lining up. You thought 7 a.m. was early. It was earlier last time around. Devin Carter put on a cape.
I don't think he ever took the cape off, Devin Carter.
No.
He slept in the cape. But it's interesting because you're really in a conundrum as a fan. In my opinion, I know most fans are like, no, he's not here. We don't like him. But he left you with a great situation. Right. He built the place up. He left you with Bryce Hopkins and Devin Carter, Jaden Pierre, Corey Floyd Jr. He left you with really the cupboards were full. They were hardy. So as much as you want to say, hey, he's not our guy anymore, and boo on Ed Cooley, he brought you to this level.
I like what Dana O'Neill wrote at the time. Benedict Arnold spent 11 years as Rhode Island's governor. Ed Cooley may yet be the most famous turncoat from this state. There's X on the drive.
And I feel like he left more than Benedict Arnold did. Sure. I'm just, I'm not a historian, but I'm going to go on a limb.
9-4 Georgetown. Mila yet to get going this afternoon. There's Sorber with his second block.
Yeah, Jaden Epps is one of those guys who's been fighting an injury, and having him and Malik Mack healthy together, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense. You see him getting downhill, and for Mila, look, he's young. He loves going to that right hand, and Thomas Sorber read it perfectly. You know he goes right, he's going to spin back.
Wesley Cardet Jr., we're glad to have him back out with knee soreness the last game at Villanova, and that's now 1,500 career points for Cardet, a Chicago State transfer.
Yeah, Wes Cardet, he really gives him another layer, not just on the offensive side, but defensively, more importantly, with his length and his athleticism. That can't happen. You got to have somebody behind you yelling at you. We got your help, left, right. That's a tough matchup. As much as I love Wes Cardet defensively.
Sondiko banging bodies with Sorber underneath. Sorber stays with him as Sondiko unable to squirm away.
Fortunately, he didn't get a 3-second call there. He pivoted 3 times, which that's basically the count for the officials without them having to count.
Sorber wants another triple. He's got it! How about the freshman? He hadn't hit a three-pointer in a conference game this season.
Well, you talk about those comparisons to the Georgetown bigs. There weren't a lot of them doing that, as special as they were. How about that dude? Standing a guy up, hands straight up.
To Peavy for the flush. And Georgetown has run out to a 9-point lead.
Yeah, right now, Georgetown's just more connected at both ends of the floor. And especially on the defensive end, communicating, talking to one another. Their hands, very disruptive.
Cardet searching for space, coughs it up.
Great example there. You know Sorber's behind you, so you can give a little with your TV.
Malik Mack, there's Sorber skying in for the rebound. 8 points, now 5 boards. To go along with a couple of blocks for the freshman big man. Elbow jumper, rattles home. He can't miss. Timeout, Providence.
Man, oh man. When we talked to Ed Cooley this morning, he said, I'm watching this kid in practice all week, and I'm amazed at how good he is. I mean, look where we are in the season. It's the end of January, and your coach is still awed by what you do at practice, and you see why. Converting it to gameplay defensively there after he knocks down a jumper. Starts the break for Georgetown. And this was a swing pass from the opposite corner. Sorber runs to the opposite elbow. You know, a lot of bigs will get a rebound, throw it out, and then they'll kind of reset. They'll trot into a spot, sprint it to that elbow, knock it down.
I feel like his footwork is just so smooth for a guy his size.
It's clinical. It really is. It's when you see him move, not just defensively and not using only his hands and his body, but moving his feet, sliding. His feet aren't crossing over. But on offense, his feet are like running a clinic. Like, this is exactly what you would want.
Folks around the country get to know Thomas Sorber because he is in this group.
6 double-doubles, and yes, Cooper Flagg also 6 double-doubles. So I know, we talk about a lot of these guys, and most of them are one-and-dones, but we've seen Thomas Sorber progress, since November. It's just been out of this world.
Floyd lines up the 3, in and out. There's a tip for the freshman Osman Arunse, making his 7th straight start.
A nice follow by Arunse, and that's how you stay on the floor. He's got length and athleticism, which is different than Asandiko's more burly. It's going to hit you. It's going to be more physical. So it really is a luxury for Providence to have 2 different bigs that can give you something.
There's another emerging freshman, Arunse, in the Big East. And this will go the other way. But Arunse, top shot blocker and rebounder on the Friars right now.
That's a really nice job, just going up, getting it. And look, sometimes you're not going to have your number called when you're a big. You don't play a ton of minutes. So if you're a second shot player, that means you're going to get offensive rebounds. That's how you can make your money out here. And that's how you stay on the floor.
Sorber might be leading the league in rebounding, but Arunse, since the start of conference play, not too far behind. There's Pierre.
Well, Jaden Pierre has been thrust into that leadership role since the wait for Bryce Hopkins continues, and he's done a pretty good job.
Wow. Another great blocker. This time with Sorber. Into double figures.
It's almost like Providence is playing free throw line to free throw line. They try to get downhill, they pass it, it's a turnover, then they don't quite complete their defensive runs back, and a couple of pass aheads and lobs for Georgetown, just too easy.
Joseph, the step back 3 off the mark. And Arunse unable to pull down the board.
1 assist right now for Providence. You got to be better than that against a good defensive team like Georgetown. Pass that ball.
Mack reset it. Mack, deep 3, yes! He hit that one from Woonsocket. Man.
I mean, the confidence right now that Georgetown is playing with has this building quiet. You could hear a pin drop in here right now. And if you're Providence, you got to play with a little bit more pace. I love that from Jaden Pierre. Find your space. Those in-between gaps. Georgetown's going to stop you at the rim. They're going to guard the three-point line really well. So you might have to get into the teeth where the logo is and knock down some of those floaters, those 12 to 15 footers.
Especially to unlock Pierre. He's struggled to score lately.
Yes.
Peavy fades away. And the Hoyas are shooting north of 70% from the floor.
Well, we saw this even in a couple of their losses, Georgetown. There he is again, Arunse, the tip dunk. And that's going to happen when the big and Sorber comes to help. If no one helps on that backside, Arunse is going to be open for those putbacks. Just have to stay active.
And I think we'll forgive you if you haven't been paying attention to Georgetown this year. On the weak non-conference schedule, they're only at 500 in league play, but they've been getting better and better as the year has progressed. It'll be a tough out at MSG in March. Stays with it, fades away, misses everything. Friars looking to run. Really haven't got out in transition yet this afternoon. Floyd on the tip.
I mean, 7 of Georgetown's 8 conference games have been decided by a point. I mean, by single digits. So it tells you that they're in games. Could be one less turnover here. Could be a finish by Michael Peavy late that helps them win or lose.
And throws it away in the backcourt. It's a backcourt violation.
He threw that to you. You're a tennis player. Why would he throw you the ball? I love the activity Georgetown's showing. They're creating offense with their defense. Peavy to Sorber. This is a 6'10" young man running the floor, and then Malik Mack. Deep ball. Hoya Saxa in the building.
Big East basketball is sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. Alex Faust, Donnie Marshall here with you. Georgetown out to an 8-point lead on Providence. Let's go inside the Georgetown huddle today.
Defensive
This Hoyas team, they're 11-2 when they're holding teams under 70. So, and the way they do that is by switching. You switch up into guys. You communicate. When he says stay connected, that doesn't mean we're holding hands over here, Alex. That means I'm just talking to you, you're talking to me, the next guy hears us. So we're all connected. We're on a string almost defensively.
Again, if you haven't followed, and we'll forgive you for it, St. John's has gotten all the headlines being the top defensive team in the Big East. That may be true over the long haul, but Georgetown scoring defense and field goal percentage defense, Georgetown actually leads the league this year. 25-17 Hoyas. Pierre on the drive.
And look, Providence is shooting 41%. They're down 6. So they've weathered a little bit of that storm. They need to do a little more to get their crowd back into this game. I think the crowd feels that, hey, Georgetown's having their way right now. And I agree with them. There's a rejection for Arunse. Surprised Williams didn't shoot that. That's his specialty.
Curtis Williams off the bench for the Hoyas. Lob pass. Sorber had to gather. That's a tough catch, and he managed to settle.
I just have to point out Curtis Williams, his growth that Ed Cooley has talked about the last 3 or 4 weeks. You saw it right there. Could have very easily shot the ball from 3, 9 seconds on the clock, but he gets it to their stud.
Justin Fernandez, who had a real breakout performance last time out, 17 points, going 5 of 10 from 3. Providence hit 14 trays their last game.
You have to appreciate Justin Fernandez waiting his turn and now taking advantage of the opportunity, but another athlete that can clearly knock down shots. This is the end of the floor. I think that's going to keep Fernandez in for Coach English, but he has the wherewithal to do that.
Friars on a 6-0 run. And Jaden Pierre, part of it with the drive. They've also gotten contributions from Justin Fernandez. Had a spot start his last time out, his first ever start as a Friar. Knocking down the 3 here. Thomas Sorber leading the way for Georgetown. 5-point lead for the Hoyas, and he's done a little bit of everything this afternoon.
Yeah, he's not only scored and defended, but he's made the defense uncomfortable. And what I mean by that is when you're a big like Arunse, you're not used to coming out that far. Look at all that space. And then Sorber staying connected, as we talked about earlier, helping defensively. And then here, this is just a fake pick and stop. He didn't even go anywhere because he understood. The Sandiko, Arunse, they're not going to come out that far. But great recognition by Micah Peavy to understand that Sorber hits the start button for this Georgetown team. You have to not only want to keep him happy, which doesn't take a lot. He's a wonderful, wonderful human being. He's a wonderful kid. But, you know, he is where your bread is buttered at both ends of the floor. So feed him, feed him, feed him.
Warriors by 5. Providence making a bit of a run, a 6-0 run the last 2 minutes. Started by Pierre. That's a tough shot.
Talk about the transformation of Jaden Epps, too. You come back this season from a team that really, he had no shot selection last year. He shot every ball he had to, in a sense, and now he's really turned into a wonderful guard for Ed Cooley, playing with a purpose, Jaden Epps. I mean, this is a guy who would shoot shots and you'd be like scratching your head. Why would you ever shoot that? This is just... You see him look over his shoulder to not only find the defense, but to find where Sorber is. He sees he's clear of the big, pull up 15-footer. Love it.
Finished 3rd in the league in scoring last year. Curtis Williams takes a seat.
And I guarantee you he would have rather finished lower on that list with more wins. Not the competitor he is.
Yeah. 8 points now for Jaden Pierre. Providence within 5.
Love Jaden Pierre. He plays, he's smart. He's added the defensive part of the game to his arsenal.
Abdur-Rahim guarding Epps.
That's the Jaden Epps shot from last season.
Yes.
The runner from about 14.
I was just thinking that.
Come on, Jaden, not just giving you love over here, man, and then you shoot that. I guess you're up 5. I guess you feel pretty good. You have to credit the defense there. He might have been a little jammed up, wanted to probably go all the way. The defense was good. He couldn't get it to Sorber or get a clean shot, so credit the defense.
Reese DeSandico back in for Kim English. Big man transfers in from St. Joe's. Stretched the floor a bit. He's a load. Didn't play last time out against Villanova. And there he is underneath the hoop. And he gets back.
That's a big boy. And it's, you talk about footwork. How about that? He catches it. He knew Sorber had already had a couple blocks, a couple steals. Gives him a head fake. Look, just get to your spot. Go up strong, gets fouled. Good work. Looks simple, but that's good work.
Second foul for Epps. He'll likely have to take a seat here. 6.5 to go in the first half. And Asandiko, 57% free throw shooter. He initially had wanted to enroll at Providence, but transcript issues were a problem upon initial enrollment. But Kim English finally got his man. Originally from France.
It's important to mention that with all this NIL talk and the game being transactional and the money that you hear these players are getting, you still have to stay eligible.
Yep.
You still have to go to class.
Yep.
I mean, I know there are some people that think they're just professional athletes. They're not. There are parents out there, trust me, making sure that their babies are going to class, and rightfully so. This game is not going to last forever for a lot of these guys.
Oh, that's a nice roll for Peavy.
Tell you, Micah Peavy, you know, they say two-way player. I think it's all about the quality of the each way. Defensively, could be Defensive Player of the Year, not just in the conference, but in talks nationally. Yeah. But also the other end, he can score. And there's our guy, Jesse Fernandez, again, getting a great opportunity and taking full advantage.
I thought it was so impressive. Again, he had the start of the game for Providence. Comes in, spot start, and was aggressive from the get-go their last game. There's a smooth stroke. Here's Sorber again from deep, way off this time. And in the attempt to save it, Caleb Williams stepped on the baseline. Hernandez, who originally started his career with Kim English and George Mason.
Yeah. Really nice athleticism, nice turn. Create that space with your shoulder square falling away. You know, there was a time in this game where coaches said, go straight up and down. Well, the problem is it got more athletic and the defenders got better, so you had to find a way to create space when you pull up, and that's falling away a little bit.
Pierre, off the mark from 3, rebound, tracked down by Fielder. Malik Mack, his only points Monday, and a crucial and one lead. Deflected away. The pass from Sorber trying to enter it to the low post. Peavy off the mark, rebound Asandiko.
Nice D by Joseph there, pushing Micah Peavy out away from that. It started to be a 8-footer, turned into a 12-footer.
Joseph a rainbow 3, and Providence is right back in it. It's a one-point game. Timeout, Ed Cooley.
Well, like we talked about in the open, you cannot come into this building thinking this is a below 500 team and think it's going to be a cakewalk. These are the Providence Friars. They have pride, and you can hear it in this building. They're showing it now.
Friars have hit 7 on their last 8 from the field, and they are alive here at the AMP. Finally, a bit of noise in the building as we take it back to this last 3 from Joseph.
Yeah, Bensley Joseph, I thought, did a nice job pushing Micah Peavy out of his comfort zone a little bit on the other end, and then Jaden Pierre rewards him. And Bensley Joseph, he's an interesting player because as a starter, it's about 14 games, he was shooting 35% from 3. But then coming off the bench, 5 of those games off the bench, he's at 54%. And not that he needs to come off the bench to shoot it well, but the idea that he comes in off the bench and his one job is to shoot the 3, it helps now for you to play more freely. And you see that today. He's really, that stroke looks nice and confident.
Oh, looked like Peavy got crowded at the top of the key. Why is it being a steal for the Friars, who have not led in this game? Floyd baseline, feeding it inside. Asante throws it down, and the Friars have the lead.
Heads-up play by Corey Floyd.
And the loudest this building has been all afternoon. Mila out to guard Epps. Pick from Sorber. Epps on the drive, rejected by Asante. And the big man for the Friars getting involved. Mila to Floyd. Driving, looking to kick, walled up. Joseph knocked away. Oh, out of control.
Yeah, probably should have taken that three. He's hot. That's good recovery defense by the defense.
Maybe off the mark from three. Asante the rebound. Joseph running the floor. Joseph passes out of the double. Asante. He can shoot it from there. And the long rebound tracked down by Floyd. Picking the pocket of fielding. Mila off the mark. And again, Floyd hustles to save it for the Friars. Twice saving the possession. Pierre navigates toward the baseline. What a move. What a finish.
Tell you what, we talked about it. Such a smart heads-up play by Jaden Pierre. You know these guys want to jump and block shots. Stay on your feet. 2-foot jump stop finish. Awesome, awesome series there for Providence.
Joseph's going to be called for the foul here. Sorber, who's been good playing off 2 feet, got beat badly that time. But the Friars have found a rhythm, and they have surged into the lead.
Yeah, the energy in the building now is, it's infected. The Friars, it's in them, and they're using it to their advantage. Corey Floyd to Asante. This is a Providence Friars team that's on a 9-0 run. Here, it's amped at the amp in Providence, Rhode Island.
All right, Rob, catch you in just a bit. Providence on a 9-0 run the last 3+ minutes. They found a rhythm offensively.
I think it started with the defense, though. Jam in the middle, coming up with a couple loose balls, turnovers, and now it gives you a little bit more freedom to flow because Georgetown is retreating, trying to find guys, and they've just been a little bit late. The passing has been wonderful. They turned it on. Providence, and the way that they're going to win is together. It's not going to be one or even just 2 guys like we saw maybe with Devin Carter and Joshua Duro last season. And it's going to be a group effort. Collectively, these guys have to do it together, especially against a really good Georgetown team.
Providence has struggled to defend, allowing 70+ in 7 of their last 8 coming in, allowing 76 per game in conference play. That's a foul.
And I'm going to tell you, you don't need it. Look where he is. I mean, Sorber caught that ball about 16 feet from the basket. Maybe 17. You don't need, you've done your job. What you have to do is get him out of a comfort zone around that lower block area. Can't shove him that far away from the basket.
They still have a couple of fouls to give. Sorber goes over top of Arunse
with the left. I mean, we talk about what he does fundamentally. That's, you know, he's a right-handed player, and he goes up with his left.
Casual.
That's what we call amphibious.
It's okay.
You can use both hands. Either one.
Sure.
Yep. Trust me on that one.
Okay, I won't look it up.
I know you're a young fella. Trust me.
Mila, the lob pass. How did that drop? Arunse. A little hand fighting at the rim. Got a friendly roll.
And you'll take it. You know, that's good things happen like that when you're playing the right way. In Providence, this last 5-6 minutes, they're playing the right way.
Contested by Pierre, off the mark. And the Friars looking to run. Pierre to the rack.
I don't like the F shot. I think you can get that anytime. It's not, to me, the highest quality shot, especially when you see Providence has made a little run. You don't need the knockout punch.
And a miss like that feeds the transition game for Providence.
It's a 5-point swing right there. You shoot a 3, they go down and get a 2.
Just over a minute remaining in the first half. There's a contest on the baseline from Fernandez. So stay with Providence. And Justin Fernandez continues to be a spark plug for Providence.
Jaden Epps is saying he didn't touch it, but last 2 minutes of the first half, you can't look at that. This is a wonderful play. Look at that by Fernandez. He's really been patient, waited his turn, and boy, has he taken full advantage of the opportunity. Justin Fernandez. Well done.
Final minute of the half. Pierre leading the way for the Friars with 12. Mila back in the starting lineup, 0 for 3 from the field.
With that zone we talked about in the break.
First time we've seen it from Georgetown this afternoon. 5 to shoot. It's thrown Providence off their rhythm. Pierre has to heave a deep three, well short. Mila tracks down the long rebound. Fernandez wants it. Off the mark, rebound for Williams. Shot clock turned off.
Really nice job, though, getting an extra opportunity. You got to be ready for long rebounds when they're deep shots.
5-point lead for the Friars. Boy, out to guard Mack. Mack with 5. Dribbling it off his foot. Numbers for the Friars. Time winding down. Fernandez off the mark. Off the horn.
How about the fight the Friars have shown since that, really the outburst from the Hoyas. Crowd got back into it, started sharing the ball, but it all started with their defense. Really good finish to the half for the Providence Friars.
Georgetown landed the first punch this afternoon, but Providence fighting back in this one in front of a raucous environment in the Ocean State. 38-33 at the half. We'll send you to Rod Stone, LaFonso Ellis, and Darren Collison right after this. You're watching Fox Friars with 12. We take a look at our first half stats sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. Georgetown got out to a 12-point lead, but the Friars clawing their way back into this game in a 5-point lead for Providence at the end of one.
Yeah, that bench points there, 11-0 in favor of Providence. To me, that could become problematic in a game like this. It's physical. You're going up and down. As I say, it's physical. Georgetown has taken 0 free throws, but it will become more of that. Georgetown, about 82% of their output comes from their starters, and the one starter that a lot of that has to come from more in the second half is Thomas Sorber. Yeah. He's just so good. We've seen that. That's an understatement. He's knocking down long-range jump shots early in the game. They got away from that a little bit, and more of his scoring was in the paint. But the focus has to continue to be on him, not only for Georgetown, but also for Providence. On the other side, Jaden Pierre, look, maturity, his leadership, I mean, it is through the roof. Again, a kid who was recruited by Ed Cooley, stayed after Ed Cooley left, and continuing to grow and get better for this Providence Friars team.
Entering the season, Pierre and Hopkins were the only returning starters for Providence.
Yeah.
And again, the big story for them all year has been what do they do without their best player in Bryce Hopkins. Here's another thing to keep in mind for Providence. They've lost 4 of their last 5 when leading at the half. They have a losing record leading at the half. They're off to a good start defensively here.
And that kills you if you're Georgetown. You come out of the locker room and, you know, you lost some momentum going into the locker room, and you start with a turnover.
25-8 run over the final 10 minutes of that first half for Providence. Behind the back against Mack. Fire to the wing. Nealon wants his own shot. And he comes up short. Arunse couldn't pull it down, but taps it out to Nealon. Nealon, baseline, goes up against Fielder, rolls it off the rim. Arunse is there, and he's fouled.
How about Mila? You talk about toughness. You got a 6'10" and a 6'11" guy, and you're trying to shoot a 0-footer over both of them. Maybe not the smartest play, but he's not lacking confidence here, that's for sure. Probably wanted the foul, but Arunse doing, again, a nice job. Sorber falling to the ground, had the foul.
In conference games, Ryan Mila is actually top 5 in the Big East in rebounds per game.
He's tough. There's no question about it.
Joseph, wild take. Lindsay has it ripped out of his hands. Hustle again for the Friars. It's on the deck. And a jump ball possession arrow to Providence.
How about 2 white uniforms on the floor before a blue one hit the floor? That tells you everything about how Providence wants to change the way the second half started versus the way the first half started.
Seven on the shot clock as Joseph will inbound. Floyd, right place, right time. He's denied by Sorber.
I love Corey Floyd Jr.'s athleticism. Another kid who transferred from UConn after a redshirt year and has earned a lot of time. But that situation, when you catch it at 5 feet, you don't need to dribble it. You know, you catch it and you just power right back up. The fact that he dribbled it was probably the reason why he lost it out of bounds. Keep it simple.
Sorber with 16 first-half points to lead the Hoyas. Peavy's also in double figures with 10. Peavy in trouble. Peavy will call his own number. Wow!
We saw him shoot that shot in the first half, that a la LeBron James, that fall away. You can do that when you're big and powerful and strong, like similar to LeBron. I don't want to say like LeBron. He is otherworldly LeBron James, but Michael Peavy has the size to pull that off.
Peavy with a dozen. There's a ring city going up strong against Sorber. Couldn't finish the dunk. Joseph there to pick up the loose ball. Mila, the take. High off the glass. The follow.
We saw that in the first half a few times when Sorber goes to help on the drive. That weak side rebounder, there needs to be help. Arunse's done that a few times, just too easy. Oh, tough one. Take a look here, Alex. It's a difficult thing. The first issue is you got to stop the ball. You have to stay in front of the ball. This can't be, I think Matt can't allow Mila to drive that easy, but whoever the V-back guy is we call, maybe even Peavy can get down there a little sooner. Probably more like Jade Neps. And you don't really even have to fight for rebound. Just hit the big guy low. They've done a nice job, Providence, of staying active on that weak side.
Back at the line here for Georgetown. We'll see where the Friars rank. Rebound margin. St. John's leads the conference. But Arunse's been a huge part of that. Mack will get a third free throw here. One season at Harvard for Malik Mack is Caleb Williams, a freshman, checks back in for Georgetown. Last year's Rookie of the Year in the Ivy League, Malik Mack. He hits 2 out of 3. Georgetown back within a possession. Full court press for the first time we've seen deployed this afternoon for the Hoyas.
They just show it, they're going to back up. But this is where Georgetown has to change things. The same end of the floor that Providence changed things in the first half defensively.
Mila, top take over top of Williams to the right.
Gotta know, scouting report says hard right-handed driver. And if you let him go that way, you need some help from the wing defender. But that starts with now your body. If you're Williams, turn him to make him put it down with his left hand.
First make for the field. There's Floyd with a block on Epps. Floyd coming from the weak side, and Epps never saw him coming.
Look, I always tell guys, especially freshmen, play the hits. That means if you want to go right, as much as you can until they stop you, play the hits.
Joseph. That stayed with it. Knocked away, and it's going to be a kick ball. Reset the shot clock to 20. Tim English talking about this team. Even with injury trouble, he feels like they have the tools, they have the players to be competitive in this league. Joseph off balance, met at the rim. Peavy, spin cycle on Joseph, who reached in.
And winning and you know, feeling like you have the pieces and you're heading in the right direction is not just about playing really good basketball. It's about being consistent every single day in your practice and the way you take care of your body.
Right.
Your film sessions, consistency at the highest level is going to help you continue to win.
Off the mark, Sorber style. Back again. Picked off by Mila on the loose ball. Mila, the lob! Floyd to finish. They're happy to have this kid back. Largest lead of the afternoon for Providence. Peavy. Mid-range jumper for Micah Peavy.
Yeah, much like Peavy, Ryan Mila is that he calms things down. Each one of them for their respective teams does that in different ways, but they also don't let everyone know after they make a good play.
Physical screen set by Arunset. Mila off the mark. Peavy the rebound.
I like that both of them are even keel. Make a big play. It's the same kind of mannerisms as if something that goes sideways.
Sorber going up with the left. What did you say? Amphibious?
Amphibious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, left. Use a left hand, right hand.
Ambidextrous, if you want to use that word too.
Yeah. If you want less flair, yes. You know, if you want to be boring, then yeah, we'll just call it ambidextrous.
Here starting his drive. And he took steps. He saw Sorber working behind him.
It was similar to the play he made in the first half, but just slipped there. But good play, good intent. And defense leading to offense. I call this mindless basketball. Use your athleticism, share the basketball. Ryan Mila, Corey Floyd Jr., Providence Friars, up 3.
Town and Providence kind of lingering on the periphery there. Again, would be the top 2 teams not selected to the NCAA tournament that would be included in this new tournament in Las Vegas.
It's interesting what, 2-3 weeks, the difference the 2-3 weeks makes, because Georgetown was really the only team on that list about 3.5 weeks ago with Marquette and UConn. Yeah. And look, you play your way through it. You understand the big wins you have to get. There aren't a lot of quad 1 games in the Big East, unfortunately, if you compare it to the SEC and the Big 12. But there are opportunities, and I think the focus has to be on, taking advantage of the games you're supposed to win. Because you lose those, they hurt you big time.
Big opportunity for Xavier today against UConn to pick up another quality win. Put themselves back in the tournament field.
Georgetown's got to get on the glass. They're -7 right now to Providence, and they've out-rebounded 14 of their 19 opponents.
That's a surprise, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, they have size. Peavy and Williams, obviously, you take out Epps and Mack, but throw Sorber in there, they should dominate the glass.
There you go. Wheeling his way to the rim.
That was set up again by Thomas Sorber. He's basically engaged with Asandiko, so he can't break free and go help on the drive. Take a look. Asandiko's in the corner, and look at Thomas Sorber basically boxing out number 2 in white, and that allows that lane to clear and open for Malik Mack. So as we add to his list of intangibles, shooting, rebounding, defending, now just an all-around smart player.
Sorber, true freshman from Trenton, New Jersey.
Trenton makes, the world takes.
Yeah. You see that saying on that bridge when you pass by on the train.
Yeah.
Pierre guarded out by the logo by Mack. Pierre rises to 3, comes up short. Rebound, Williams. Hoyas on a 6-0 run. Epps had those early fouls. And a couple of early ill-advised shots. It's 4 points for Jaden Epps, and he's blocked by Pierre.
Yeah, gotta go. 2 Hoyas on the ground.
Lob to to Fernandez and touched it off for Floyd. And a loose ball will be pushed out of bounds. Will stay with Providence.
They're really all about the defense. J. Pierre has long arms for a guy his size. That's just perfect timing. Again, that kid right there had every opportunity to leave once Ed Cooley left. Had places to go. NIL money was waiting for him. Decided he wanted to stay. Testament to his character and his maturity.
Sondeko. Sorber all over him.
I love it. No whistle. Like two NBA bigs banging back in the day. Shoulder to chest.
Now creeping to the low post. They'll back it out. Now, no isolation. Bounce pass. Sorber, no. Punched up in the air. Pulled down by Williams. And he's swatted. Floyd. And Sorber is there to pick up the loose ball. 6 to shoot. Peavy's got to go. Peavy long two. Got it. And Georgetown has the lead. How about that possession for the Hoyas?
Again, Micah Peavy continues to be the guy that just erases all the problems for Georgetown. Late clock, obviously none bigger than the one against Villanova for the winner. But we love that leadership that he's showing. And again, you're talking about one of the youngest teams in all of America in Georgetown as we watch them. That left arm, it was low enough where he didn't extend it straight out. He extended it almost down towards Pardette's thigh, so it wasn't as easy to see, but just enough space to get that jump shot off.
He was so clutch, Peavy, against Villanova on Monday. 13 of his 24 came in the second half, including that late basket to give him the lead. He's given them the lead here, 45-44. An 8-0 run for the Hoyas. Blocked. Sorber another one. 5 to shoot. Mila, ball fake. Time winding down. Mila with a left hand. No.
It's different when you send him to his left. I mean, that's a great job by Sorber defensively. Now, here's a hard right-handed drive, but you got some size on you with Sorber. Great job not fouling, staying on your feet and extending. And then the last play to the left, it's just... Mila will get there. You know he will, but his comfort zone is that right hand.
7th double-double of the season for Sorber. 18 points, 11 rebounds. Providence 3 for 14 from the field this half. Georgetown has tightened things up defensively.
Sorber's in good company, too, with those double-doubles. He turns as a freshman. Cooper flag.
Sondeko banks in the three. Wow. Mentioned earlier, he can shoot it from there. Last year, he shot 36% from three.
I love that he's smiling, too. I love that. That's just pure, raw emotion, not trying to act cool. You meant to do that. Maybe Alex Faust might mean to do that, bank it, and make everyone think that, but not out here. Not in a game like this. He'll take it.
Not on a Saturday. Bank's not open. Sorber rejected. Sondeko is there. 3 to shoot. Williams probing, turns it over.
Wow.
And Providence has responded defensively. Joseph drive. And the Friars all of a sudden have pushed back. It's been one heck of a game. Delivering on the hype. Epps on the foul. So they're cooling.
Yeah. They're working on it, though. I think you put your request in with 10 and a half to play, and then when you get around 2 or 3 minutes, we'll reconvene and we'll go back and ask again.
Fire the suggestion box.
That's right.
Sondeko tussling with Williams away from the ball. Mila driving, wild take. Sondeko, shot clock didn't reset, and he's fouled on the floor.
Sondeko is a horse down there. I mean, he clears out space, and then look at him knocking it down. Big fella with a little grin, and then the defense telling the young Sorber to get that stuff out of here. Defense leading the offense. Friars up 2.
Ed Cooley spent 12 years here at Providence. He's from the area, not just from the area. He knows this city back to front. 7 20-win seasons, 7 NCAA tournaments, 2014 Big East tournament title, the Naismith Coach of the Year in 2022. Built a tremendous culture here. But he's on the other side now. They haven't forgotten about it in this hostile environment. Let's go inside the Georgetown huddle with it.
We got to rebound the ball down there. We rebound the ball, we're going to win the game. We got to rebound the ball. We're good. We're good. We're good. Keep exhausting our eight. We won that war with our defense. That's what we're really good at. All right? The shots will fall. The shots will fall.
Control the glass, control your destiny. It really is that simple. You create more opportunities for yourself. You take opportunities away from your opponent. And, you know, they're in a weird spot, Georgetown. They're used to, as we talked about, 14 other 19 opponents they've out-rebounded this season, and they're down 5 on the glass. That's important. You know, being down 1 on the glass in a game this tight is huge. That's Sharif Abdur's baby out there. That's Sharif Abdur-Rahim's son. He knows how to fill it up like his dad, and that's what he's out there for, to extend it, knock down those long shots, and he can get it going too.
That's his first attempt of the game. 5-point lead for the Friars. See how many touches Sorber gets here. Going up against the Runsey. Goes up with the left to score. That kid is special. 20 points now. Floyd guarded by Mack. Floyd fall away off balance.
That was a good job by Mack. A little bump down low. Refs didn't see it. But anytime you use that many dribbles to get into your move, the defense is set up. Oh, another foul.
Yep, stick steps.
I just want to show you this Thomas Sorber play, and we know how good he is. We've illustrated that, but what makes this work is his teammates are staying away. And when your teammates stay away, the defense has to stay away. So it's pretty simple. Give him the ball, clear out, and let him do his thing. And that's what good teams do, and that shows you a team that trusts their big.
20 points, 12 rebounds for Sorber. 5th straight double-digit rebounding performance for Milwaukee. His scoring touch. 6 to shoot. Floyd driving, lost the handle. 4 on the shot clock.
And Malik Mack may need a little help. Ed Cooley's not big on doubling, but Corey Floyd Jr. is really, really strong. I mean, he's athletic. That's a great job by Sorber. Kind of just showing up a little bit.
That's a tough foul. Late in the shot clock, out of an inbound.
2 seconds.
Second foul for Sorber.
Look, I think, again, you want to stress the positives, and obviously Ed's not going to be upset with Sorber maybe as much as he would someone else because he was helping. Right. Williams got stuck on a screen. He was going out to help. And again, bigs aren't used to covering that far away, you know, a full-out run.
Abdur-Rahim, the top free throw shooter for Providence, 85% on the season. He's got 2 out of 3. Transfer from Georgia.
And it's a nice, you know, rotation that Providence has going right now. It's only 7 minutes for Abdur-Rahim, but he has 6 points. That's how you come in and give your team a lift.
Showing some depth this afternoon. There's a rune save. Beating Peavy. Sarber! And one!
I mean, you talk about a guy who just knows how to clean up a mess. No foul call there, under control as he goes to help Peavy. And he's high enough, he spins high enough, so on the turn, he has some room to work. His activity is awesome.
Talk about another area that's impressive. Monday night in that big comeback for Georgetown. Yeah, he had a double-double. He went 9 of 10 from the foul line, including a perfect 4 for 4 in the second half, plus free throws from your big man.
Yeah, I mean, and we talk about things that are a lost art. Not just bigs making free throws, but players in general now. It seems like it's the last thing on the menu.
Yeah, they don't look good on the gram. That's the problem.
Is that right? That's the telegram? What's the gram? You know, I'm old.
You're too old.
Okay. We'll talk about it off the air.
3-point game.
Sorber's yelling left.
Joseph hits and hits. An and one by Bensley Joseph to answer the Georgetown and one.
Tell you what. Talk about things that drive nice. BMWs, Maybachs. What about a Bensley Joseph, if you will?
Alex Faust, Donnie Marshall here with you. 5-point lead for Providence. The hunger, the fight is there. We've seen that from day one and what Kim English has reestablished with his Friars team, the culture he inherited from Ed Cooley.
Yeah, and what you get is, you know, you tell your guys, look, everyone has an opportunity to play. Show me that you deserve it. And driving on the floor, 2 white jerseys at the floor first. Here, who wants this more? Look, to me, that seemed like an even start, but Mila wanted it more, and they like the second half of the second part, the last 10 minutes of the first half, and then the beginning of this half. It seemed like Providence feels like they just wanted a little bit more.
A progressive game summary gets slam dunk savings today. Not a team in any major foul trouble. Providence led by 5 at the half. Leading by 5 here. I'm just thinking as well with it, Kim English and the hustle that we've seen from this team. He said when he took this job, he accepted the massive responsibility of guiding this program. This is not just Ed Cooley's program from before. It's Rick Pitino's. It's Rick Barnes' program too. Rich history here at Providence College. This bounces away from Sorber. Floyd, the lob, Arunse, tough catch, and he recovered well.
Such a smart play by Arunse. A lot of guys that size would go up and try to do it in the air. Caught it. That's the priority. Gathered himself and finished.
Largest lead for Providence. Is it PV time?
Tell you, PV's a pro.
Timeout called.
Yeah, this Georgetown team needs to lock it down defensively a little bit here.
18 for Peavy. 6-point lead for PC. Tomorrow on Fox, who you got that? Commanders, Eagles. For a trip to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I got to go with Philly. Okay. Yeah, because I know their fans are nuts.
We got a lot
of show in itself.
Folks from the DC area watching.
I gave you my opinion. You asked me, I gave it to you.
Coverage starts at 1 o'clock on Fox. Ed Cooley rocking a Commanders shirt in his post-game press conference. I didn't ask him if previously, because he's from this area, whether he was a Pats guy before, but he's a Commanders guy now. That's for sure. Providence with 9 different scores. Georgetown only with 4. With Cooley moving to a different program, and it's still pretty remarkable that in the 45-year history of this league, he is the only coach to leave one member for another. That was a big thing from Dave Gannon, the founding years of the Big East. Is You all mind your own business, and that's part of why there was so much hurt. Trying to put Georgetown back on the map. 3 off the mark, Abdur-Rahim. And a rebound for Peavy.
And that gap is closing now. Georgetown only down 2 in terms of the glass. And look, there's a correlation between the glass and winning games. Now it's a 4-point game as that rebounding gap closes.
Peavy up to 20. Pulling down the rebound, scores on the other end. Back-to-back baskets for Micah Peavy. So go the other way on a moving screen. Third foul for Arunsi.
And this is what Georgetown does. I mean, you talk about highest percentage of points that are on 2-pointers. That's about 57% for them, Georgetown. They like those 2s, and a lot of it comes from Sorber down low. And these are games, too. The close games, you've got to be cleaning your screens, especially late game, as we see a tic-tac one there.
Sorber through the double.
That's
top shot. They didn't call the foul. This will go out of bounds. Back to Providence. They didn't call a foul here, but it's going to go against Georgetown.
Yeah, I think Micah Peavy grabbed the waist of, you see right here, top of your screen, that's Abdur-Rahim. That's an easy one.
It's his first.
Georgetown
out of fouls to give. Sorry, Don.
The crowd is upset. I don't know if they wanted a technical. I mean, in soccer, that's a yellow card. You pull a jersey, you hold a guy when they're going to attack, but basketball's different. Crowd wants a tech, I guess.
I know you're a big Premier League guy.
Oh, yeah, you know it. Here in 7-2.
Good pass. Nice pass to Floyd. And Floyd's shaken up after a tough landing.
Heads up play, though. You get stuck. Pierre. Vision. Help comes. Floyd with a great cut.
Review this here. Sorber with his 3rd foul.
The previous play is under review for a potential flagrant foul.
Yeah, I'm not sure where, usually those flagrants come, if it's not above the shoulders, it's a shove. And I think that was accidental contact right there. But because of the way he fell, and obviously the crowd is very influential in this building. They're smart fans.
Call on the
they
floor
love
is
their
confirmed.
team.
It is a 2-shot shooting foul for Providence.
Yeah, that's a right call. But there have been some flagrant one calls when a guy is up and they're shoved in the back, but that clearly wasn't the play there.
This continues to be one of the best home courts in all of college basketball, even in a down year for Providence.
Man.
Since 2021, Providence is 53-10 in this building, tied for the 2nd most wins of any Big East program. Only 1 behind UConn.
Yeah,
over that span.
I mean, you look around, there's not an empty seat. The suites are all full.
And if you haven't been to a game here, it's one of the best atmospheres in college basketball, bar none.
Agreed.
More than 81% foul shooting. Every time I've done a game here, Donnie, I can't remember there being empty seats. I can't.
Yeah.
I've been doing games here for 10 years. Floyd splits the pair. 5-point lead for the Friars. Williams feeding Sorber. Sorber's pass deflected by Arunsi.
Might have seen it just a little too late to Williams. In that case, again, I don't want Sorber, clock's running down, to be a passer. Just for my taste, I want him to go and score if he doesn't have that pass.
What a feed down low to Pierre. Absolutely brilliant assist for Floyd. 14 points for Pierre. Providence back up by 7.
Yeah, their energy has been so infectious this second half. Everyone playing the right way for Providence.
Providence ball. Off the air ball from Peavy.
Just how alert. We saw this interaction in reverse a few plays ago. Pierre to Floyd, and then Floyd now to Pierre. That's when you talk about being connected.
12 assists on 25 field goals. Joseph, tough take, draws a foul.
That's a tough one for Sorber. Look, you have to be intentional if you're going to back up, get out of the way, foul someone. You can't be half in, half out. And I know as the game progresses, you get a little tired, you get winded. That's 4 fouls for Sorber, which is big with 5 minutes to play. You know, in a close game. They really could have let it go, but
sticking the leg out there that way, he gets called 10 times out of 10.
I think if he jumps backwards with his hands up and he's more square, maybe they don't call it. But he was non-committal.
Joseph with a dozen. As Georgetown have one more push. Keep in mind what they did at Villanova on Monday. Erased an 8-point deficit in the final 2.5 minutes. Sorber beating Epps way off.
Oh no, they didn't call a foul.
Joseph, the lob. Brings the house down. Largest lead of the afternoon for Providence. Timeout, Georgetown. If there's one game they want more than any other this year, it's this one.
I'll tell you what, you might play poorly. You cannot blame this crowd for that. They are engaged. They love this team, and they get their team going with their enthusiasm, but obviously an alley-oop dunk helps. But wow, the energy in this building, they understand. Look, again, you throw out the record. We don't care what our team is right now. We're focused on right now and our former coach on the other bench.
6-0 run in crunch time. They sold out season tickets last year. They've done so again this year. And you see how much the home court makes a difference for Providence this season. 1-4 in true road games. 8-2 at home. This might be a year of transition for Providence, especially without Bryce Hopkins, who knows the rest of the way. But they've got some young players that have carried the way. Tim English has instilled that fighter's mentality.
If you're Georgetown, you got to go fast here. You know, you're down 10, 4.5 to play. You got to get something good, and one, something easy.
Peavy! He gets hit. That would have been sensational. Right up for the poster on Arunse. And that's Arunse's fault.
I thought this ball might have slipped out of his hand before he, wow. Maybe on the body. Take another look. Yeah.
Show that same look on the big board here. Just for the dismay of this sellout crowd. Peavy, 66% from the foul line, makes the first.
I thought the guys in the black and white stripes did a nice job today. I thought early on they set the tone with the physicality on the perimeter by the guards. And since then, they had to make a couple of calls. And obviously, if it goes against the Friars, the fans are going to like it. But for the most part, you don't really know that they're here. And every official will tell you that's the best officiated games. You don't know the refs are here.
James Breeding, Paul Sells, Tim Smith. We haven't called their names. That's probably a good thing. Under 4.5 to go. 8-point Providence lead.
I don't think you have to be in a hurry if you're Providence right now. I think you have to be secure with the ball. You have to be deliberate in what plays you're running and attack that rim.
Floyd going to work down low against Mack.
He's just too big, too athletic, strong. Love Corey Floyd Jr. Again, another guy waiting his turn. Making it pay off.
Depth is winning out for Providence this afternoon for sure. That's wild take. Sorber the rebound. Mack, deep three. Way off the mark. And Providence can feel it now. Joseph rolls off the rim. Osandoko unable to get the follow to drop. Curtis Williams back into the game for Georgetown. They need to hurry. Peavy knocks down a three. There's a foul away from the ball. Let's see if they count the basket here. And it's Sorber who's down for the Hoyas. Will step aside. The three will count as Sorber gets cleared out underneath. Georgetown's not done yet. Is there another late comeback in the Hoyas?
What I wanna do, flow forever. Show me love when I come through.
All right, Rob. Just getting an explanation here on the situation. They're going to count the basket, it sounded like, Donnie, and then what's the explanation of the foul?
Yeah, just a common foul, which I felt like I was a player again when the official came over and told me what the ruling was. My first reaction was, wow, okay. I mean, that to me is pretty. I just think it's uncalled for. To me, that's an F1. I mean, Thomas Sorber could have been really injured on that play by Osandoko, but yeah, that shocks me a little bit. Because I mean, you're trying to protect the players, and really he's in a position where he doesn't know what's behind him, and to come in that low and that forceful, that surprises me.
And there will be foul shots here out of this, but it's not two shots and the ball.
Right.
That's the biggest difference here. It's going to be a 1-and-1 instead for Sorber. With 3:11 to go in what's now a 7-point game, Providence stretched the lead to 10 with 4:05 to go. Georgetown was down by 8 on Monday with 2:34 remaining. Rallied to squeak one out and steal one on the road against Villanova. Sorber at the line with 23 points, too shy of a career high. Knocks down the front end. (68-62). Another double-double for the freshman. Most among all freshmen in the country. Knocks them both down. Huge free throws for Thomas Sorber.
Yeah, you get laid out like that, and then you step in and knock down a couple free throws. That's tough.
It's essentially a 5-point play for the Hoyas on this end.
Absolutely. They needed it. They need to stop here. You see them in that zone, but Providence has figured out how to get into the teeth and find guys.
Sorber barking out instructions to his teammates. They left Floyd unmarked. Short from three. Long rebound. Could not be saved.
Boy, that may have been the knockout punch if Floyd could have gotten that to go. And there was no one within about 8 feet of him. And sometimes you get in that zone when you're switching your defenses and you overhelp. The communication isn't as clear, but nonetheless, Georgetown opportunity to squeeze the gap a little bit more.
A murmur in the crowd. Epps has struggled this afternoon. 3 of 12 from the field. Runner won't go. Swiping at a second effort. And this will stay with the Hoyas.
I love the vision that the Providence fans have from up in the nosebleeds. I mean, they are on top of it. They just saw the replay. Maybe they were right.
Inbound to Fielder.
Wow.
Count it! And a foul! What a play design. A true fielder who hasn't had many touches this afternoon. He'll head to the line and can make this a 2-point deficit.
Tell you what, Alex, I don't want flowers. I don't want candy, none of that. Just give me an awesome out-of-bounds under run. Actually, some Pro Vs, Titleist Pro V balls you get, but an out-of-bounds under to run to perfection, and then obviously the and one. There's nothing prettier than that. Nothing that feels better when you're down as well.
The fielder hadn't attempted a shot from the field this afternoon. Unable to convert on the three-point play, but the deficit is down to 3. 7-0 run for the Hoyas.
And look how far they're extended out.
Joseph feeding the low post. Floyd, kick to the wing. Abdur-Rahim, a big one.
That's the wrong guy to leave open. You close out. He's the first person you have to find if you're the Hoyas, and he makes them pay there.
5 players with 9 or more points for Providence. Peavy knocks it down. Peavy with 27, a new career high. And it's back down to 4.
Talk has to be much better. Whatever Providence just did, spacing, keeping guys out, leaving an opportunity to get downhill, do that again for Georgetown. You have to talk. Have to communicate here.
And the Hoyas get a stop. Floyd guarded by Sorber and falls out of bounds with 6 on the shot clock. Timeout for Providence.
Well, you know, it's late January. You know these games are going to be meaningful. They're going to be filled with passion, and that's how this is turning out. Providence, from being down early to really changing things with their defense, and they're sharing the ball, knocking down some shots, and Micah Peavy has had a field day from that area. Led to his career high. Mid-range game is on point.
The previous out-of-bounds play is under review.
Now you're under that 2-minute where you can review it. I think Sorber's lucky he wasn't called for the hand check on Floyd, because that's initially what I think the guards were trying to get in that switch. You turn the corner, Sorber's going to be there, he puts his hands down, you attack him.
.67 for Georgetown, 71 for Providence. Georgetown hasn't scored 70+ in any game this month.
There's a lot of contact.
After review,
there.
the call on the floor is confirmed as white ball.
Yeah.
Stay with the Friars.
Yeah, that's a good call. Peavy looked like he hit it off with his left hand.
6 on the shot clock, 1:23 to go. What do you run here?
I think you just get it in. If you can get this in, we saw Sorber foul a shooter in the corner.
Just confirming, just to clean that up. Providence is getting their timeout back. Call a timeout inside of 2 minutes to help get a review. Asking for a review, you'll get the timeout back. A new wrinkle in the rules this year.
You got to keep an eye on Abdur-Rahim. He is the one that can really hurt you. Short clock, especially with that deep ball.
Joseph inbounds. Pierre, 3 to shoot. Pierre rises from 3. Off the mark. Floyd the rebound. And he'll kick back out to Nelson Clark.
Play of the game right there for Corey Floyd Jr. Offensive rebound. I mean, they have really done the job on the glass today, Providence, and it has been the difference. That is 16 offensive rebounds for Providence. That is impressive. That's how you get it done.
And now Kim English will use that timeout. Providence has played a lot of tight games this year. 5 losses by 4 points or less. But a clutch play, a clutch offensive rebound from Corey Floyd, and they've been led by Jaden Pierre and his 14.
Yeah, the signs of a real leader when a guy is struggling. Jaden Pierre is 0 for 5 from 3, but he's continued to play. 1 turnover today, 14 points. Defensively, he stuck his nose in there. This is the cut. We talked about the previous play to that. He found Floyd on that back door and really has struggled the last couple of games. And a nice bounce-back game when this Friars team needed it most. And listen, he's also playing in a game, you know, showing his old coach what he's missing. You know, how he's developed and how hard he's worked. Timing couldn't be better for this Friars team and Jaden Pierre to come together.
Floyd inbound, out of the timeout. And he'll find Pierre in the backcourt. 6 to shoot. Abdur-Rahim fouled on a 3 by Fielder. The one thing you couldn't do if you were Georgetown. Wow.
The only issue I have with these plays, last year it was flop all over. Flop, flop, flop. They were calling it. And we see the release. Look, Ed Cooley probably wants a flop, but you got to give the shooter space to land. And if you may have hit him on the arm as well. That's twice now. They fouled really the outside threat and Abdur-Rahim for Providence. It can't happen.
And he's their best free throw shooter at 85% on the season. This is a huge one to make it a 3-possession game.
I mean, these are like layups for Abdur-Rahim. You guys, they might as well move off the lane and just let him lay the ball up. Go ahead and give him the points. That was big. He's been big for Providence all day in just 14 minutes. He got 12 points. 6 of 6 from the foul line. Nice job.
Clutch foul shots. Back, knew it was short. Sorter the offensive rebound. Sorter goes back up. Couldn't get it to go. Floyd pulls it down. As Mila is hurt away from the ball. You see these Providence Friars sprinting down the floor to aid their teammate. .44 seconds left. Ed Cooley said last year the one game that was a low light for him was letting this game slip away. For the Friars and their faithful and this sold-out crowd, it was the one game they wanted more than any other. And it looks like they're going to get it again this year.
I think Providence is going to win this game with things you just can't teach, the things you have to have in you, and that's belief, fight, and just a passion to go out there, dive on the floor for loose balls, do the little things that you may not see in the box score. That's how they're going to win this game. It's not with great shooting. It's not with playing a perfect game. It feels like they just wanted it a little bit more in this second half.
How very Providence of them.
Seriously.
It's their identity.
So right, it is.
Been part of their DNA.
We talked about it in the open. Throw out the records when you come to this building and they put a game in front of them that they know they want desperately. Now the the key is, Alex, is how do you approach every single game with that same mindset, that same intent? That's the hard part. Because obviously they've shown they have the wherewithal to play the right way and keep this Georgetown team off kilter, especially the second half.
Providence a game under 500 on the season. 3-5 in Big East play. They've been without a consistent lineup. Injuries have played a large part in that. 10 different starting lineups this season as they try to figure out the right rotation. But if that does something, as you see Bryce Hopkins on the Providence bench, that does something for you down the stretch. It's given this Providence team depth. And again, would you want to face either of these teams in the Big East tournament?
You know the answer to that.
What they're trying to do, both these teams, is get back above that cut line so they don't have to play on Wednesday.
And something that has to be addressed by Ed Cooley and his staff, or how do you get more out of your bench?
Yeah.
26-0 today, Alex.
Yeah.
26-0 in favor of Providence in bench points.
Didn't see a lot from Caleb Williams. Drew Fielder had that and one late, but didn't call his name all that much.
Curtis Williams, who Ed Cooley told us is probably their best outside threat.
Yep.
0 points. And as good as Thomas Sorber is, 25 and 15, Micah Peavy, 27 points.
Yep.
You need help from your bench. And Providence showed that today.
And that's why, for the Hoyas, they have struggled to score. Still have not put up 70 in a game this month. Pierre adds to his total. Leading the Friars. Rather, Joseph adding to his total, leading the Friars with 14 now. Another foul is called here. Runse is already fouled out for the Friars. This one is on Floyd, his first. And sends the Hoyas to the line. So the Friars, who had lost back-to-back games coming off their bye week. If there's a story, a takeaway coming out of this game, it's defense and how they managed to lock it down today.
Yeah, they really made Georgetown uncomfortable after that hot start. Kind of illustrated how the crowd was on their feet 3-4 minutes in. They usually sit down on the first basket, and Providence weathered the storm. They got the crowd into it, and the energy they rode that wave the rest of the way.
An emotional game, an emotional win, and one the Friars needed. 8th straight head-to-head win against Georgetown. And a big one against their former coach in front of a sellout crowd. (78-68) the final. The second longest winning streak head-to-head over the Hoyas in program history. Georgetown landed the opening punch, but the Friars defensively locked it down after that. Final score here in Providence. The Friars 78, Georgetown Hoyas 68. For Donnie Marshall, this is Alex Faust. We'll send you to Rob Stone in the studio right after this. We thank you for watching Fox College Hoops.